Hey guys, how you doing? Today we're taking a look at the Amazfit Active 3 Premium, a watch that at first glance looks like a typical mid-range smartwatch, but in reality delivers way more than you would expect at this price. And that's exactly what makes it so interesting, because for around $170, you're not just getting a nice AMOLED smartwatch, you're getting something that feels much closer to a serious sport watch in many areas. That said, it's not perfect. There are a few quirks, some clear strengths, and also a couple of things you should definitely know before buying. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So let's start with the design. The Amazfit Active 3 Premium is a fairly compact watch, coming in at 45mm, 11mm thick, and weighs around 38 grams without a strap. On the wrist, it feels comfortable without feeling cheap. And that's something I really like here. A lot of watches in this price range either look too sporty or too basic. This one strikes a really nice balance. It looks modern, slightly sporty, but still works for everyday use. The stainless steel frame gives it a premium feel, and the sapphire glass on the front is something you usually don't see at this price. You notice that not just visually, but also in daily use. It simply feels more durable than expected. You also get 4 physical buttons, which is a big plus for me, especially during workouts with sweaty hands or gloves. Real buttons are just more reliable than touch controls. The display is another strong point. You get a 1.32-inch AMOLED panel with resolution of 480 by 480 and up to 3000 nits of brightness. In real life, that means the screen is sharp, colors look great, and visibility outdoors is excellent. Even in bright sunlight, I had no issues reading it. And that's extremely important for sport watches. There's also an always on display mode, which I find very useful in daily use. You can also enable a night display, which is much easier on the eyes in the evening. Now, one downside is the watch faces. They look good, but you can't fully customize them. That's a bit disappointing because many users like to choose exactly which data they see. On the plus side, you can interact with those metrics on the watch face. Tap on a stat and it opens the corresponding app instantly. That's actually very convenient and saves time. When it comes to health tracking, the watch is quite comprehensive. Amazfit uses its BioTracker PPG sensor and offers 24-hour monitoring for heart rate, blood oxygen, stress, and skin temperature. You also get sleep tracking with stages, REM, naps, breathing quality, and HRV. So on paper, it's a very complete package. What I like is how Amazfit presents the data in the Zepp app. Metrics like biocharge, recovery, and exertion are generally useful if you want to go beyond just counting steps. You also get features like breathing exercises, Pi score, and alerts for unusual readings. For daily use, it's a very well-rounded system. On top of that, you have smart features like weather, alarms, tasks, voice memos, and notifications. Messages show up reliably on Android, and you can even reply directly. That's a really useful feature if you don't want to grab your phone every time. A key feature here is the Zepp Flow, the built-in voice assistant. Overall, it works well. You can control functions, open settings, and perform actions with your voice. It makes the watch feel much more modern. However, it's not the fastest assistant out there. If you're used to Google or Apple, you will notice that those respond quicker. That doesn't mean Zepp Flow is bad. It's usable and works fine for many tasks. But in terms of speed and processing, it's still a step behind the big players. One thing I really like are the customizable buttons. All side buttons can be assigned to different functions and apps. That might sound simple, but it makes a big difference in everyday use. Whether you want to quick access to workouts, music, or maps, it makes the watch feel more personal and efficient. Now let's get to the sport features, and this is where things really get interesting. The Amazfit Active 3 Premium is much stronger in sports than you would expect at this price. You get over 170 sport modes, including running, cycling, swimming, strength training, high rocks, hiking, yoga, winter sports, and more. There are also automatic workout detections, which is great if you forget to start tracking manually. For runners, this watch is especially impressive. It includes advanced metrics like lactate threshold, running power, ground contact time, track mode, route correction, virtual pacer, and training plans through Zepp Coach. There's a serious set of features. You can also connect external sensors like a heart rate strap, power meters, and a cycling sensor. So if you want structured training, this watch gives you plenty of options. Heart rate tracking is a bit mixed, but overall still good. In everyday use and most workouts, it performs well. Especially in warmer conditions, results tend to be more consistent. A big advantage is the continuous heart rate tracking mode, which measures constantly instead of every few minutes. That improves accuracy. However, it's not perfect in every situation. In cold weather and with sweaty skin, there can be noticeable inaccuracies. For most users, this won't be a huge issue, but if you need very precise heart rate data, especially during training, it's something to keep in mind. A chest strap is still the best option for maximum accuracy. The GPS performance is solid overall. It's not perfect, but definitely reliable. In my experience, it works well outdoors and even in urban areas. What you do notice are slightly shaky lines in the tracking data. The path isn't always perfectly smooth, but distance and general directions are usually accurate, which matters more. This is not a high-end multi-band system, so in very challenging environments, you might see limitations. For normal running, cycling, or hiking, it's more than good enough. One standout feature is the offline maps and navigation. That's very rare at the price. You get turn-by-turn directions, point of interest search, route planning, and even automatic rerouting if you go off course. That's seriously impressive, especially for hiking or exploring new areas. This is a huge advantage. It's not as polished as on premium watches, but considering the price, it's still very strong. Battery life is solid as well. Amazfit claims up to 12 days with typical use, around 7 days with heavy use, and about 4 days with the always in display mode enabled. In real life, it depends on your usage. If you enable all health tracking, use GPS often, and keep the display always on, you will be closer to the lower end. With lighter use, you can get significantly more. For a watch with this many features, the battery life is definitely pretty good. It's not the best in the class, but clearly better than many Wear OS watches that needs charging every couple of days. So what's my final verdict? The Amazfit Active 3 Premium is one of the most interesting smartwatches in this price range right now. It offers a great display, solid build quality with stainless steel and sapphire glass, 4 customizable buttons, strong sport features, useful health tracking, offline maps, and a lot more. You also get automatic workout detection, message replies on Android, ZapFlow, and a much more mature app ecosystem than before. It's not perfect, watch faces are limited, GPS lines can look messy, and heart rate accuracy isn't flawless in every situation. ZapFlow is good, but not the fastest. Still, for the price, Amazfit delivers a lot right here. If you're looking for a capable sports smartwatch that works well in daily life without spending a fortune, this is definitely one to consider. And for many people, it might actually be the better choice compared to much more expensive alternatives. And guys, that's already it for today. So I guess I will see you in the next one. Peace.